Welcome back, class. I'm Matt, your guide here on Y Caliber, and we are playing Shadowrun Returns Dragonfall DLC. Our Decker has died horribly. Now we have to survive for 10 turns until we can get out of what I'm assuming is this exit. So, we're going to start slowly making our way over there. And there's still no Overwatch, unfortunately. Alright. Put her a little further up, because she's got extra AP. There we go. Oh, we can summon something from there. I wonder where they're going to be coming from. I'm guessing up here, possibly over here as well. Yeah, that door's not opening. Don't need to summon that quite yet, but it can't hurt. Alright, where are they? I heard someone. Who was it? Ah, they're from behind us. And the other side. A drone. Okay. I'm gonna switch my cover here, swiftly. Beat it, sucker. Alright. Now what can we do here? User gains 1 AP boost for 3 rounds. Don't think we need that quite yet at the moment. So we don't have any cover really against these guys. So if we move... Come on, game. Yep, there we go. Over here, then at least we've got some cover. Nice shooting. Alright, Dietrich. Can't see him? Alright, let's summon this guy. Not enough AP. Fair enough. May as well. You know, buff while you can buff. Buff while the buffing's good. Whoa. I hope that person just legitimately doesn't know how to use that. Can we hit that? There we go. And... missed. That's alright. Vinda-dancer. Get him. You got ninja starred. Oh no! She got shot. Figure loping towards you is big even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. You can see his face looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight over his skull. He wears an expression of supreme confidence, well obviously. Alright friends, playtime's over. All you Shadowrunners are the same, skulking, sneaking. Steal a vase or two from the museum, no harm. Maybe I'd let you scamper away into the night. But now it's too late for that sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. The gaping maw of the minigun jerks upward in a patient gesture loaded with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing, McFain, hardened against small arms fire. We'll have a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about that armor than I am about the minigun. Those things can tear a man in half. Who are you? Can we talk about this? No. York's gauntleted fist tightens and you hear the distinctive whir as Vindicator's motor spinning up to speed. The barrel begins to blur as he wheels the weapon to face you. Well, I don't want to be here anymore. Let's see. Haha! That's not very good. Okay, 40%. Also kind of terrible. Now, Dietrich. I guess you should get into some cover. Go for it, little dude. What can you do? Target single enemy also does -1 AP. If we can slow him down a bit, that'd be good, I think. Nope. What if we try this one? Nope. I don't like this. Alright, let's see. First things first. Heal, please. And this guy is getting on my nerves, but obviously not enough to actually do anything about it. 51%. Alright. Go for it. Really? He's right there. Not in range there. This guy's not dying. Can we do it? Good. Oh, did not like. Thank goodness for that. Can we do this one again? Die faster! Oh my goodness. Why are you sucking so much? Yay! Missed. Boo. Let me see. Get him! Come on! Do that -10 per round. Take away that AP. Oh, don't do it then. I don't like them doing that. I don't like that that thing is here again. Dirk suddenly pauses, inclining his head to one side and covering his ear with a finger. His Vindicator starts to spin down. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Squads 3 and 5 report to main entrance. Do not let the intruders escape. That's right, run away. Well, he's almost dead. Yeah, you'd best run. Orky McOrkface. Seriously. Let's see. Get the hell out of there. Dietrich. It's good enough. It's good enough again. Ow. Thank goodness for that miss. Grab that one. Come on, please die. Just, come on. 3 damage? Finally. There we go. Really? You're gonna miss again? Okay. Is he still here, or did he escape? Looks like he escaped. Not great. Emic's not doing so great here. Oh, that's not the end of it then. There's more. Wish I'd known that there were more. Oh, come on. That's not great. Let's do some magic healing. Get that magic touch going. Okay. Well, first things first. And then go kill that guy. Okay, Dietrich, up you go. Can you heal? Glory, Emic? No. Alright, so just kill this thing. Come on. Do better. Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Hey! Okay, let's just get the hell out of here. I probably should have healed Amic there. That would have been the smart move. Okay. Need to get the hell out of here. Come on, kill him. It's not good enough. One more down. Who else is coming to join us? More mooks. Goons. Tired goons. Oh. Sokka's having a dream. Come on. Out we go. That's one down. Out you go. And the last enemy turn, we hope. We're gonna try and chase her down. Come on, let's run. Come on, fast. Let's get out of here. See ya, suckers. You have a good dream there, Sokka? You're making little whiny noises. Maggie rises from her corpse-strewn perch at your approach. From the look on her face, it's obvious that she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. We can talk about this later. For now, we need to bug out. Tell me something I don't know. Iger slaps the side of the van. Pile in, people. And I'm McFain, when we get back to the cruise bazaar, we're gonna have a little talk. What, you expected this to be handled differently? That's fine. The Cruise Bazaar, Cruiseburg, home to nearly 500,000 people and until very recently Monica Schaefer. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It's also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood that calls itself the Cruise Bazaar, a safe port in the eye of a storm. The ride back to the Cruise Bazaar is quiet. No one is in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of the street lights and neon signs plays across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colors. Neat little art they've got here. I like the rounded sides of it. Oh good, the game's crashing as it loads again. Soon, the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly debarks the vehicle and climbs down into a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel system, a well-kept secret providing your team a safe passage to the Cruise Bazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. That's fine by me. I'll be very happy to get to the safe house. Get to the safe house! Destroy all humans. Alrighty. We're gonna end up in a fight again, aren't we? Right around this corner. Not yet. It's gonna happen though. Just you wait. Paul Amsel. Why does that name sound familiar? You step inside and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. Man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part dealmaker, part information broker, the most well-connected brand in Berlin. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Iger's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face has gone ashen. He swallows, takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? The run was a setup. One minute she was cracking a safe, the next she was on the ground screaming. I've seen Monica hit black ice before. This was something worse. Lori nods, her motions robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Iger thrusts a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. Let's see. Ignore it. Let it happen. She jacked in, she screamed, and she seized. By the time she saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and microtremors are good indicators of a Decker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those. No, if you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in a basement. Oh, shove off, Iger. We were all on the lookout for physical security, McFain included. Throwing him under the bus isn't going to help anything. Under a bus is exactly where he belongs. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich, you know that. But you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough, and you're gonna get burned. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured out all of that out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough! Iger pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds passed between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? Look, this won't... You don't have to answer that, of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your fault! That is enough! Ansel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Arger, you and Amik Fane can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe, and I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we are dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. Monica lived long enough to say a name, Firstfinger. She fought hard to tell us it must be important. The Fire Wing? This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me, this brings back many unpleasant memories. Fire Wing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never have experienced the terror of living in her shadow. You are far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Firstfinger is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. Dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Firstfinger was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage and claimed tens of thousands of lives. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation, and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the Fire Wing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. But it was an experimental weapons designed by Dr. Vauclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire, crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the Sox. This event was called the Dragonfall. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Vauclair as a hero, our own Siegfried, modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. The Dragonfall was important an event you make it out to be. I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the Awakening were traumatic, Iver, not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vauclair and the Fire Wing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Fire Wing is a bit of historical trivia and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Any ideas as to why? No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. Dragonfall is ancient history. Fire Wing has been dead for 42 years. There's one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. I will look into this and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? Say it was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. That much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. The facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret. The owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features I could look into? He was an older guy, for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he'd had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I'll see what I can find out. Did you know anything else during the run that may be of value? That's all we've got. That's not much. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin graft, and a long-forgotten world event. Whoever set this up knew what we were walking into. We were set up. That's obvious, but why? I warned her. I told her not to take this run, but she assured me it would be a cakewalk. You didn't bring it to her? No, she set up the whole thing herself. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux state. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. There's an... Stability of the Flux. Paradox. That was all it took. Track down Monica's client and press him for information. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters is involved in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happens on the run, he's probably gone rabid. We need to chase him down before that happens. How do we find this guy? There's a man here in the Cruise Bazaar, a Turk named Altug Burkazi. No, wait. Altug Burakazi. He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Sezvi. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. You think he'd know something about Green Winters? When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altoy. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I do not trust the man. Alright. Pragmatic. Sounds like it's about time I pay him a visit. Yes, tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Alright, we gained some karma. And there's a dog. And we have to meet with that guy, and the game's been saved. And when I return, we'll continue. So until then, all the best.